أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I begin in the name of Allah, the most affectionate, the most merciful. Surah Al-Qiyamah, the Judgment Day, or the Day of Resurrection. Verse number 28. وَظَنَّ أَنَّهُ الْفِرَاقُ. He then will realize that it is the hour of parting, meaning in brackets, death. In the commentary it is mentioned, this tells us that for the negligent person, death is a means of departure, i.e., he departs from the family, children, property, and etc. While for the intelligent person, it is a means of meeting, i.e., he meets with the Holy Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam. It is for this reason that their days of death are called urs, or wedding. This can be compared to a train which separates some and joins some. Verse 29. وَالْتَفَّتِ السَّاقُ بِالسَّاقِ. And one leg will cling to the other leg. And in the commentary it is mentioned, this means that after death, the feet will be wrapped up in a shroud. Or at the time of death, there will be severity followed by more severity of the agonies of death and of permanent departure from the home and property. It should be remembered that some sincere devotees at the time of death are granted the beauteous vision of the Holy Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa wasallam, due to which the dying person does not feel the agonies of death. An example of this is the Egyptian ladies who did not feel the pain on cutting their fingers upon seeing the handsome face of Hazrat Yusuf, on whom be peace. Or the present day's procedure of administering anesthetic to the patient undergoing an operation so that he does not feel the pain of surgery. Thus there is no inconsistency in the verse and the hadith. Ayah number 30. إِلَىٰ رَبِّكَ يَوْمَئِذٍ الْمَسَاقُ. To your Lord on that day shall be the drive. And in the commentary it is mentioned, the infidels will be driven with utter disgrace, and the believers will be driven with such honor, like how a beloved meets the beloved. Sallu ala al-habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. In the book Call to Righteousness on page 47, as discussed yesterday, just repeating the same dars, 32 different examples of ostentation. Point 25, it is mentioned, to inform others that one has read so many small and big booklets, whether mentioning or without mentioning their names, so that they will consider him fond of religious knowledge and will mention him as an example to others. Point 26. To perform Hajj or let others know that one has performed it so that they will call him a Haji Sahib. Some to meet him or come to meet him to implore him to make dua for them, offer him garlands and give him gifts, etc. If one has no intention of being treated with respect and given gifts, but rather he has good intentions such as expressing thankfulness for a divine bounty, etc., there is no prohibition for him to let others know about his Hajj, to hold Mehfil in Medina and to invite his relatives and friends, etc. It is an act of reward of the hereafter for him in this case. 27. To treat Sayyids, the descendants of the Holy Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, with respect, kissing their hands, so that Sayyids will value him, or people will call him an admirer of the family of the Holy Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. 28. To visit the shrines of the awliya, or to attend their urs prominently, so that people will call him a devotee of the awliya. And 29, to mention Sayyidina Ghaus Azam radiyallahu ta'ala anhu repeatedly, or arrange niyaz on 11th Rabi al Ghaus, or recite his Maktabat enthusiastically, so that people will consider him a devotee of Ghaus Pak. And 30, to serve one's murshid, to mention to the people the service one has made to his murshid, and to remain close to him, so that people will consider him a close disciple, a favorite and special servant of his murshid, and treat him with respect, kiss his hands, offer him prominent place to sit, implore him to make dua for them, and give him gifts and money, and request him to intercede with the murshid for them. And 31, to eat the leftover of the murshid quickly in the presence of others, so that people will consider him fond of sacred things, in brackets, and when alone, not even touch it or pass it to others. And last point, 32, to stay silent or communicate in sign language or in writing in the presence of others, so that people will consider him serious and quiet person, an observer of a muddy lock to the tongue. But in brackets is mentioned, but to roar with laughter when home or with his close friends. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Check the calendar for the mass times. Changed today. या इलाही रहम फरमा मुस्तफा के वास्ते, या रसूल अल्लाह करम कीजिए खुदा के वास्ते।